My seemingly perfect fiancé tried to destroy my career because I got a promotion. Hey Reddit, so I'm Ethan, 33, and I'm pretty sure I'm living in a nightmare. I always thought I had a great life, good parents, stable upbringing, decent job. I met Olivia, my fiancée, a few years ago and everything seemed amazing at first. She's driven, ambitious, beautiful, but lately, something's felt off. Like really off. She's always been competitive, but it's become toxic. Turns out her ambition hides a deep insecurity and it's aimed squarely at me. My family always taught me about supporting each other, but Olivia's family, it's all about winning, no matter the cost. And now I'm starting to think I'm the one she's trying to beat. Should I have seen this coming? So, the promotion. I got it right, senior software engineer. Huge jump. More money, more responsibility, the whole 9 yards. I was ecstatic. I called Olivia immediately, practically bursting with excitement. Babe, guess what? I got it. Silence. And then this flat, almost bored voice. Oh, that's nice. Nice, my stomach dropped. Nice, Olivia, this is huge. This is what I've been working towards for years. And then she says it. The words that still ring in my ears. Well, isn't this just convenient? Now you're going to be making more than me. I literally felt the blood drain from my face. I stammered, What are you talking about? This is our win. But she just scoffed. Sure, Ethan, your win. That night I couldn't sleep. Something felt wrong, like really wrong. I had this nagging feeling I needed to check something. So like an idiot, I looked at her laptop. I know, invasion of privacy, blah blah blah. But something in my gut told me I had to. And there it was, an email drafted to my boss. Subject line, concerns regarding Ethan Miller's promotion. My heart started pounding in my chest. I felt nauseous. I scrolled down, and I saw it, the lies. She was accusing me of all sorts of crap. Unethical behavior, incompetence, even flirting with a coworker. Flirting. I've never even looked at another woman since I met her. I felt like I was going to throw up. This wasn't just competition. This was sabotage. I confronted her, showed her the email, and you know what she said? Oh, that I was just venting. I didn't actually send it. Venting, by trying to ruin my career. The look on her face, it was cold. Calculated, like she didn't even care. That's when I knew, I really knew. This wasn't the woman I loved. This was a monster. Okay, so after that whole email debacle, I tried to talk to her. Like really talk. I thought maybe if I explained how much this hurt me, how much I valued our relationship, she'd see the light. I was so naive. We sat down and I started trying to keep my voice calm. Olivia, I said, we need to talk about this. What you did with the email, it's not okay. It really hurt me. Her response, a sigh, a dramatic put-upon sigh. Ethan, she said, rolling her eyes, you're being overly sensitive. I told you I was just venting. Why are you making such a big deal out of this? My hands started shaking. A big deal? You tried to sabotage my career. You lied about me to my boss. Oh, please, she scoffed. You're acting like I actually sent the email. I didn't. It's not like I actually did anything wrong. That's when the gaslighting started, full force. You're twisting things, Ethan. I was just stressed, and you're making me feel like I'm the bad guy here. Maybe you're the one with the problem, always needing to be the center of attention. My head was spinning. Was I crazy? Was I overreacting? I felt like I was losing my grip on reality. I tried again. Olivia, we need help. We need to talk to someone, a therapist maybe. This isn't healthy. She laughed, actually laughed. Therapy for what? Because you're insecure about my success. There's nothing wrong with me, Ethan. You're the one who needs to grow up. That's when it hit me. This wasn't normal. This wasn't just a fight. This was, I don't even know, toxic, manipulative, abusive. I stood up, my legs feeling weak. I don't even know you anymore. Good, she snapped. Maybe you never did. I walked out, just walked out. I needed air. I needed to escape. I called my mom, trying not to cry. She said I was overreacting, that Olivia was just high-strung, that all couples fight. Are you kidding me? My own mother, dismissing my concerns, minimizing my pain. That's when I realized this whole thing, this whole messed up dynamic, it wasn't just Olivia. It was the whole damn environment she came from. An environment that rewarded this kind of behavior. That encouraged it, and I was trapped in the middle. I'm so lost. What do I do? Help me, Reddit, please. A week later, and things have gone nuclear. Remember how I said Olivia's family was all about winning? Well, they've decided to join the fray, and it's like a pack of wolves descending on a wounded deer. Except the deer is me. And they're armed with social media and a whole lot of malicious gossip. First, her mother, Patricia, the queen of passive-aggressive warfare, called my mom, and proceeded to tell her what a disappointment I was, that I was holding Olivia back from her true potential. My mom actually relayed this to me, almost apologetically, like I was the one who did something wrong. I was speechless. Then, Olivia's sister, Bethany, decided to get involved. She posted this cryptic message on Instagram about toxic masculinity and how some men can't handle strong women. Of course, everyone in our social circle knows exactly who she's talking about. The comment section is a dumpster fire of support for Olivia and thinly veiled insults directed at me. I'm being publicly shamed for being a victim of emotional abuse. Are you kidding me? But that's not even the worst part. Last night, Olivia's father, Richard, called me. He actually threatened me. You hurt my daughter, he growled, and you'll pay for it. You think you can just walk away from this? Think again, son. I'm seriously considering getting a restraining order against the entire family. I can't sleep, I can't eat. I'm constantly looking over my shoulder. My work is suffering. My friends are starting to distance themselves, probably tired of the drama. I feel completely isolated. This isn't just about a broken engagement anymore. This is about my sanity, my life. I spoke to a lawyer today. He said I have a strong case for defamation and harassment. He advised me to document everything, every phone call, every social media post, every whisper of gossip. It feels surreal, like I'm in some twisted reality show. But I'm doing it. I'm gathering evidence. I'm fighting back, because I'm not going to let them win. I'm not going to let them destroy me. This isn't just about me anymore. It's about standing up to bullies. It's about taking back my life. And I'm not going down without a fight. So, after that whole family from hell situation exploded, I was a wreck. Couldn't focus at work, barely sleeping, jumping at every notification. My old friend Maya, she's a therapist, was in town for a conference, so we grabbed coffee. I hadn't even planned on telling her everything, but it just spilled out. At first, I was hesitant. I mean, it all sounded so crazy, even to me. Maya, I started, I'm going through this thing with Olivia. It's just complicated. She gave me this knowing look. Complicated how? I took a deep breath and just unloaded. The promotion, Olivia's reaction, the email, the gaslighting, the family's attacks, the whole 9 yards. I even told her about my mom dismissing it all. By the time I finished, Maya's jaw was practically on the floor. Ethan, she said, her voice soft but serious, this isn't just complicated. This is textbook emotional abuse, and it's escalating. I just stared at her, dumbfounded. Abuse, but she didn't hit me, she didn't. Maya shook her head. Ethan, abuse isn't just physical, it's about control, manipulation, undermining your self-worth. Olivia's behavior, her family's behavior, it's all designed to make you doubt yourself, to isolate you, to make you feel like you're the problem. Something clicked, like a puzzle piece finally falling into place. The gaslighting, I whispered. The way she makes me feel like I'm crazy. Exactly, Maya said. She's twisting reality, making you question your own perceptions, and her family is enabling it, even participating in it. This isn't normal, Ethan, this isn't healthy. Then she said something that just floored me. Ethan, she said, looking me straight in the eye, you deserve to be happy. You deserve to be with someone who supports you, who celebrates your successes, not someone who tries to tear you down. I started to cry. Just broke down. I hadn't realized how much I needed to hear those words, to have someone finally validate my feelings, to tell me I wasn't crazy. What do? I choked out. I feel so lost. Maya squeezed my hand. You need to get out, Ethan. This relationship is toxic and it's only going to get worse. You need to protect yourself. That conversation, it was a turning point. It was like I finally woke up from a nightmare. I realized I wasn't overreacting. I wasn't the problem. I was being abused, and I needed to escape. I was already afraid, nerve ending after the email, the gaslighting, the flying MONKYS, Olivia's family, and even my own mom dismissing my concerns. I was starting to feel like I was losing my mind. Then came the final straw, the one that snapped whatever was left of my sanity. I was at work trying to focus, but my productivity had tanked. I kept checking my phone, dreading the next notification, the next passive-aggressive jab from Olivia or her family. Then my boss called me into his office. My stomach dropped. I knew something was wrong. He looked at me, this weird mix of pity and disgust. Ethan, he started, we have a problem. He slid a printout across his desk. It was a series of anonymous online reviews. 1 star after 1 star, all about me, accusing me of incompetence, unethical behavior, even claiming I was a danger to the company. My blood ran cold. I skimmed through them, my hands shaking. This is insane, I stammered. These are lies. I know that, Ethan, my boss said, his voice tight. But these reviews are damaging your reputation, and frankly, the company's reputation. We need to address this. I felt a wave of nausea wash over me. Who would do this? Who would hate me this much? Then my boss dropped the bomb. We also received some concerning emails. He held up another printout. My EYES widened. It was the draft email Olivia had written. The one she swore she never sent. The one accusing me of all the things in the reviews. But this one had been sent. From an anonymous account, of course. But the language, the accusations, it was her. I felt like I'd been punched in the gut. The air left my lungs. I couldn't breathe. This wasn't just a fight anymore. This was a full-blown assault on my life. My boss kept talking about damage control, about investigations, but I barely heard him. My mind was racing. How could she be so cold, so calculated, so vicious? That's when everything changed. The fear, the self-doubt, the confusion, it all vanished. It was replaced by this white-hot rage, a burning determination. I wasn't a victim anymore, I was a survivor. I stood up, my voice shaking but firm. I know who did this, I said, meeting my boss's gaze. And I'm going to stop her. In that moment, something inside me hardened. It was like a switch flipped. I wasn't going to let her win. I wasn't going to let her destroy me. I was going to fight back. I walked out of that office, a new kind of fire burning in my chest. I knew exactly what I needed to do. I needed to end this, for good. All right, Reddit, buckle up. After that gut-wrenching discovery, I knew I couldn't just sit there and take it. This wasn't just about hurt feelings anymore, this was war. I wasn't going to let her ruin my life. So I went into full-on DEFCON 1 prep mode. First, I needed hard evidence. Thankfully, I'd kept screenshots of the original draft email Olivia had written. Gold. I printed those bad boys out, along with the fake online reviews and the emails sent to my boss. I also started meticulously documenting everything. Every interaction, every weird text, every cryptic social media post from her or her family. I even started recording our phone calls. Paranoia? Maybe. But I needed to protect myself. CYA people, CYA. Next, I needed professional help. I contacted a lawyer, the same one I'd spoken to earlier. He was all business. We went over everything, and he confirmed that I had a solid case for defamation, harassment, and possibly even tortious interference. He told me to keep gathering evidence and to prepare for a potential legal battle. Game on. I also reached out to Maya again. She was a lifesaver. She listened, validated my feelings, and helped me strategize. She reminded me that this wasn't my fault, that I deserved better, and that I needed to prioritize my own well-being. Having her in my corner gave me the strength I needed to keep going. My strategy for the confrontation was simple: present the evidence, remain calm as much as humanly possible, and end it. No more negotiating, no more trying to reason with her. This was the nuclear option. Mentally and emotionally, I was a wreck, obviously, but I knew I couldn't let my emotions get the best of me. I had to be strong. I had to be resolute. So I spent the next few days steeling myself for the inevitable explosion. I visualized the confrontation, practiced what I was going to say, and prepared myself for her denials, her gaslighting, her attempts to manipulate me. I knew it was going to be brutal, but I was ready. I had my evidence, my legal counsel, my emotional support, and most importantly, my newfound resolve. I was going to confront Olivia, expose her lies, and reclaim my life. No more Mr. Nice guy. The air in our apartment was thick with tension. Olivia had just gotten back from her girls' night, oblivious to the storm about to hit. She tossed her keys on the counter, humming some pop song, and then turned to me, a smirk playing on her lips. "So, how was your pathetic little evening, Ethan?" "We need to talk," I said, my voice surprisingly steady. Her smirk vanished. "About what? Are you still whining about that promotion?" I took a deep breath and pulled out the stack of printed emails, reviews, and screenshots. I slapped them down on the coffee table. "About this." Her eyes widened slightly, but she quickly recovered. "What is this, some kind of joke?" "No, Olivia, this isn't a joke, this is your handiwork." I pointed to the draft email. "This is the email you swore you never sent, the one you said you were just venting in." I then gestured to the printouts of the anonymous online reviews and the emails sent to my boss. "And these are the results of your venting," she scoffed. "You're insane, I didn't send anything, this is ridiculous." "Really?" I said, my voice rising. "Then explain how these emails, filled with the exact same accusations as your draft, magically appeared in my boss's inbox. Explain how these anonymous online reviews, mirroring your exact words, suddenly appeared online." I pulled out my phone and showed her screenshots of her recent social media activity, highlighting the cryptic posts about toxic masculinity and men who can't handle strong women. "And these, Olivia, These little gems you've been posting online. Subtle, aren't they? Her face paled. She started to tremble slightly, but her eyes were still defiant. You have no proof. This is circumstantial. You're trying to frame me. This is where I played my trump card. I pulled out a recording of a recent phone conversation I'd had with her, where she subtly admitted to being behind the smear campaign. I hit play. Her voice, dripping with venom, filled the room. He'll never see it coming, she'd said. He'll be so humiliated, he'll have no choice but to quit. Then I can finally, the recording cut off. The color drained from her face. The fight went out of her eyes. She stared at me, her mouth open slightly like a fish out of water. Checkmate. That was the turning point. The power shifted. The fear I'd been living with for weeks evaporated, replaced by a sense of triumph. It's over, Olivia, I said, my voice cold and hard. I'm done, get out. Her composure finally cracked. Tears streamed down her face. Ethan, please, I didn't mean for it to go this far. I was just scared, jealous. I love you. I laughed, a harsh, bitter sound. Love, you call this love? Trying to destroy my career, my reputation, my life. That's not love, Olivia, that's sickness. She sank onto the couch, sobbing hysterically. Please, Ethan, don't do this. Don't leave me. I'll change, I promise. It's too late, I said, my voice unwavering. I'm done. She looked up at me, her eyes filled with a desperate, panicked plea. But I didn't waver. I'd seen the monster behind the mask and there was no going back. I pointed to the door. Get out. She finally understood. The game was over. She had lost. She gathered her things, still sobbing, and stumbled out the door, leaving me standing alone in the silence of our apartment. It was finally over. I had won. I was free. The aftermath was messy. The first few days after Olivia left were a blur. I was exhausted, emotionally drained, but also strangely exhilarated. It felt like I'd just run a marathon, except the finish line was escaping a burning building. I spent most of that time just existing. Sleeping, eating whatever I could find, staring blankly at the TV. I felt numb, empty, but also free. It's been 6 months since the Olivia apocalypse and things are complicated. The good news, the legal stuff is mostly settled. Olivia didn't contest the restraining order, thank God, and the defamation lawsuit was settled out of court. I won't disclose the details, but let's just say I can afford therapy for the next decade. My job is safe, my reputation is slowly recovering, and I'm finally sleeping through the night again. Small victories, people, the mixed bag. My relationship with my mom is still strained. She still thinks I overreacted, and that Olivia just made a mistake. It's frustrating, to say the least. I've tried explaining the emotional abuse, the manipulation, the gaslighting, but she just doesn't get it. She keeps saying things like, but she seemed so nice. And are you sure you didn't misinterpret things? I'm starting to realize that some people just can't or won't understand. And that's okay. I have to focus on the people who do support me. Speaking of support, my friends, the real ones, have been amazing. They rallied around me, listened without judgment, and helped me pick up the pieces. Maya especially has been a rock. She's helped me process the trauma, rebuild my self-esteem, and rediscover who I am outside of that toxic relationship. I'm so grateful for her. As for Olivia, I haven't heard from her since she left. Good riddance. I have no desire to ever see her again. She's a ghost, a bad memory, and I'm finally free of her. How have I changed? I'm stronger, wiser. I now recognize the red flags of emotional abuse and manipulation. I've learned to trust my gut and to prioritize my own well-being. I'm no longer afraid to walk away from toxic people, even if they're family. And most importantly, I've realized that I deserve to be happy. I deserve to be with someone who loves and supports me, not someone who tries to tear me down. I'm slowly starting to date again, but I'm taking it slow. Very slow. I'm focusing on building healthy relationships based on mutual respect and trust. I'm not looking for perfection, just someone who sees me, values me, and supports my dreams. This whole experience has been a nightmare, a roller coaster, a complete and utter SHTSHOW, but it's also been a wake-up call. It's taught me the importance of self-love, self-respect, and setting boundaries. It's shown me that I'm resilient, that I can survive anything, and that I'm worthy of a healthy, loving relationship. So, Reddit, what do you think? Have you ever experienced anything similar? What advice would you give to someone going through this kind of emotional abuse? Let me know in the comments.